I went to one in Ipaja. That one even confessed to me. I went there. He said, I'm only, sir, when did God call you? Wow, I needed to see the church, very large white garment. After the interview, the man already lomu. Okay, come good our phone in the mission. Then the guy that went with me, he so rest in peace. He died in Spain with my dear colleague. That one 2 Guinness. And I now wrote my story, Magic in Pentecostal Churches. So after the story, come and see attack.
From all directions. Spiritual
I collapsed in my niche room. Then a few days after,
spiritual attacks.
Two people came. One Matthew and Ibrahim Amos. And that a man of God wanted to see me. I said, which man of God? He said, T.B. Joshua. I said, no, don't go there. Because I never liked him. From the first day we entered there, I began to know who Joshua was. He never was a straight man. It's unfortunate. There was nothing Joshua did not do from the first day to even take over that place.
The media house?
Yes, sir. From the first production. You see, every human being, they have different components. There's an aspect that he willingly allowed Nigeria to know of himself. But they dare not see the other aspect of Joshua that many of us were privileged to have known. I actually had dreams. There was a time I had a dream that I had my Agbaje Timowolosi synagogue in a dream. When I was coming by, I was coming back with another clothes. Agbaje me, move food, the Agbaje me, would the walk about me.
Jesus.
You know, some things like that. It had been one day, one trouble, one day, one trouble.
Sir, let's quickly go into the issue of the church, sir. Because when we started chasing you in the last 2-3 years, in fact, it became so prominent in 2019 when a book came out about the T.B. Joshua I know by evangelist Bishop Johnson, and in some of the pages she gave some revelation. In fact, I was shocked when she made revelation that she was the one that took over from a magazine that you are the publisher and you supposed to be the in fact part owner, shareholder. You are the one with the largest share, and she was sent to take over, and she traveled, she did some exploit with it before the magazine went bankrupt and all that. So we want to ask that, what was the relationship with Pastor T.B. Joshua, the man who just suddenly fell and passed away on June 5 of this year? You know, even after that, we've intensified whatever to also reach out to you, but most of the time you are busy, you know, and we want to thank you. And we want to use this opportunity to say, please, can you recall? Because a lot of things have been coming out about him. How did you meet him, and what kind of a person he is, and what was the relation like? And in the light of reforming our Christian values. Do you think that was a good thing that happened to the Christian family in Nigeria?
Thank you very much, my brother. You see, the demise of any human being diminishes me in status, honestly speaking. And without any attempt to sound controversial, I want to say this, that TV Joshua, I used to call him Okurimeta.
Okurimeta?
Yes, sir.
That means man that is three or three that is man?
Yes.
Or three man?
Yes, sir. I was very close to Joshua. As a matter of fact, I looked at the composition of the structure of a synagogue to be maybe in 4 stages. You have the carcass, the inner carcass, the innermost carcass. And without attempt to be modest, I think I'm one part of the carcass, not the innermost or the innermost. Because if I said I'm the part of the innermost, then why would I put Fashola? But honestly speaking, Joshua was a great man. Great man.
How do you mean? Great?
Yes, I'm coming there.
Okay, sir.
He was a great man. Because there was a time I called him. You know, the guy respected me so much. Because by the grace of God, I was doing well in the media. I was doing well in his own area. I didn't meet him as a pastor. And I asked him one question. Money, what gave you the impression that synagogue was going to be for all nations? You call him when he synagogue church of all nations, where you could not even eat. At Gbemisola, we were very close. Let me tell you, sir, the man had a vision. He had a mandate for himself. He calculated the risk. He made the sacrifices, and he had attained what he wanted.
Can you expatiate that? Because
I'm coming there, sir. For example, you see, we have the right as an individual, as a media, as an institution, to say, okay, if Joshua had registered an NGO, I would have supported him till eternity. But as a student of the Bible, I just realized as a student that no, what you are putting up, you see, what I don't like is choose and say, there are institutions who tell you they are children of Satan.
Church of Satan.
Yes, and they will do well there. That's the vision they have chosen for themselves. But if you say you are a pastor, and you say you are a prophet, I have the right, as a child of God, to check you and say, no, this thing you are doing does not in any way conform to the standard of the Bible that I'm carrying. Paul saw Peter. He said, you are a hypocrite. Paul did not see Jesus Christ face to face. But he understood the God that he was serving. And he knew the standard. I said, no, you can't try this. I don't care how many days you stay with Jesus Christ. You see, you have the right to choose your path.
He critiqued.
And fulfill. But by the time you cross to the realm of saying you are a child of God, and that God is my father, I can check you. I say, no, you are not representing my father well. So, I wrote a story. It's at our magazine, then the Week magazine.
Okay, was that how everything started?
That's how we met. What even happened was that I traveled to Benin.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And I saw a pastor. Yeah, something was happening there that was bizarre, that was odd. A particular pastor there, Pentecostal pastor, was using photos from pregnant women.
Can you imagine?
Who operated,
unborn baby.
Yes, removing it and using it to pray in court for prospective prostitutes to Italy.
Hey.
Then he did one. I know at a point in time, they were being repatriated. So they now went to the pastor to make trouble, and they were making confessions that the pastors would return their money. And the pastor said, no, I didn't pray for you that they should not repatriate you. But the prayer I made to the pants and the bra that I pray was, once you are there will be quick business. That was where one of them made a statement that it was even photos that he used. And those are the things that normally interest me.
Jesus Christ.
I went there, my own money. And when I came back,
as an investigative journalist,
oh God, I spent over 3 years on that story. I went to Guru Raji. I went to Kisla Hub.
Okay, today?
Yes, sir. I went there at the point the man said he did not want to see me. I said, you will see me. If I did not see me, I made my story. I went to one in Agbaje. That one even confessed to me. I went there. He said, sir, when did God call you? I needed to see the church, very large white garment. After the interview, the man already lomu. Okay, come good our phone in the mission. Then the guy that went with me, he so rest in peace. He died in Spain with my dear colleague. That one 2 Guineas. Come and see people, large congregation. And I now wrote my story, Magic in Pentecostal Churches. So after the story, come and see attack.
From all directions. Spiritual
I collapsed in my niche room. Then a few days after,
spiritual attacks.
Two people came. One Matthew and Ibrahim Amos. And that a man of God wanted to see me. I said, which man of God? He said, T.B. Joshua. I said, no, don't go there. Well, I never liked him. I never believed in him. They should give me money. I said, no. Because whatever was named after him was scary to me. So they came back again. That he said he should just wanted to see me. Because I wrote my piece and I balanced it. I didn't even speak to him, in fairness. Then a friend of mine, Lawrence Ani, is with the Enugu State government now, and the now deputy editor guidance, Great P.G. Wakuno, met me. Say already love now. Say me I won't go. They now came that we should go. I said okay. And they dropped a particular number.
For you?
Yes. In case I change my mind, that I will come. Because they said we need that story. And then in fairness, whatever story you do about T.B. Joshua will sell.
It will be sold out.
T.B. Joshua, then IBB and few others. It's only Obasanjo's story. Once you put Obasanjo here, it won't sell. Don't put T.B. Joshua. Bam. And we need that story. You should go there. In fairness to him, I went to synagogue. You know, it was not like this then. It was touched.
Yes, sir.
All of those
yes,
sandy, all those stuff.
Yes, sir.
And he was doing his stuff then. Immediately I entered. Personally, he recognized me. In fairness, he did like this. And that particular day, he could not see us. I now sent him to come and bring me again. And I went there. And he came in, highly inflated. I said, Dayo, what do you feel about me? I said, I don't like you. He was shocked. Sir? He said, why? I said, because all these things you are doing, sir, I have taken mic from a pastor in Abuja. My wife was there. And I told her, I said, your pastor is lying to you. I've gone that far.
You confronted the pastor. Yes. When you
I wrote that you should give me 5 minutes. So I don't fear anybody if I'm telling you the truth. My mother told me, you need to buy sobe on Nikusibet. He said, why? I said, because this thing you are doing. So I don't believe it. Say, what of my editor? I said, my evidence is even worse. From one thing led to the other, and we became very close. Joshua had cause to call me more than 2, 3, 4, 5 times. They'll die. Please, a friend in need is a friend indeed. We have been close. I saw him from distance, close, far distance, and honestly speaking, I know a little bit of T.B. Joshua. Honestly speaking, it was that relationship that made us, that committed to this
the exclusive.
The exclusive. I was in the airport hotel one day, and Habib by myself. The Habib was even part of the aide to the former governor.
Okay, Habib Aruna.
Yes, we're just talking. I'm telling you, we're just talking. Suddenly, about Joshua, he just called. When he was Joshua, look, he said, come. Only Dayo. Only God told me to, and we're talking about this media house, that God told me to open a media house for you. I said, thank you.
Is it that God called you by phone call or wrote special?
No, he didn't even tell me how.
Okay.
He said, God told me to open a media house for you. Because we'll be talking about that before then. he now took me to the old where he started from.
Okay.
Yeah, that I should do some prayers.
Mountain.
Yes, we've been there several times. You know that severally. Well, let me just start with this. And I should not tell anybody that God said it's for you. I said, okay, why not? We'll be friends and whatever. And he later asked me to go and look for accommodation off Adeni Jones. And I did all I could. Then suddenly he called again. That one guy, elderly Jide, who worked with me. I said, okay, no problem. He called again that it won't be good, that he will be funding a media house, and the people who major in the journalism and mass comm will not have a job. That he wanted to introduce it to that. I said, no problem. And we started. From the first day we entered there, I began to know who Joshua was. He never was a straight man. It's unfortunate. There was nothing Joshua did not do from the first day to even take over that place.
The media house?
Yes, sir. From the first production. I had my laptop that edited all the stories. And not knowing, they said we're going to print from Daily Independent.
Yeah, that's the Boris place.
Yes. And he now asked me to submit the dummy and give it to somebody who would take to the printer. You know what they did? They now corrupted everything that I did. They put error into it deliberately.
Jesus Christ.
Sir, I saw that first copy I read and I was crying. But they now invited me to this thing. You know what they did? They not printed it. They didn't even give to me. They not gave to one man to be making correction. They printed it. I said, no, I didn't carry my job now. Is it anything? No. He now spoke. What is happening? Before I knew what, I went to the office one day. The people I employed, they said they should sack about 6 of them. I said, from where? They say, so person. I met in Agbaje. Only Papa, Luni can sack you. Only Papa. I called him, he didn't pick. I went to his nago. I stayed there for more than how many? He's a guy that I managed to saw him. Monisa, Baba, no do shele. Only run you. You know the guy. I went back to this thing again. The frustration was too much. You know what he did? He bought a car for me, Audi, and I had my own Bora. I just called my nephew. I said, drive this thing to this. I took the car to synagogue and I dropped the key.
Gave it back to him?
Yeah, I didn't see him. I just gave it to Amos.
So after all the politicking in the newsroom?
Oh my God. Before I finally left, I went straight. I sat in front of Joshua. Not this somebody I was seeing every day, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
You can see anytime.
Anytime.
Accessible.
Of course now. I was helping him, he was helping me. So I went there and I sat down. Joshua. He now asked Demos to go to CAC. You know, Joshua had money and he knew how to use the money.
That's Corporate Affairs Commission.
Yeah, to change the name of the director without my involvement.
And this is something that you are the one that
did
the organogram. You are the one. You are the director in chief.
He sat in front. I was answering a call like this. I just CAC. I saw the edge, the exclusive. Board of directors. Even my name has been removed. What name? So, when you look at the table, you not all the thing. He now hit me and did like this. I not look at Amos like this. I know, this one don't die. So, when I did this thing, I just carry my this thing. Only I just went. I left. I just left his office. I was so angry. How can you do this to me?
This is manipulation.
As I was getting to the front of my house in Yanapaja, 3 armed robbers were already waiting for me.
How did they appear or they disappear there? Armed robbers care.
Oh my God.
With guns?
Guns.
Hey,
I just opened my distance in front of my house. In front of my house, people were going and coming. Just point like this. Collected my money, collected my laptop and everything. Collected one of my phone. But I was having the other one too already. They robbed me not up to 7 minutes. Hello. Money, hello. Money, only Pastor money, Joshua. Money and so what? Only me Lombasoro, money, yes. You are the one I'm talking to. I just called it in. He called again, I should come. I said, I will not come. He started repeating. Then 3 days after, my cousin said I should go there. I went there. I waited. I didn't see him. I got angry. I came back. He called me to come back. I went there. Now I said, okay, he was sorry. And I should come back. Money, sir. Money, let me tell you one thing. Before I saw you already in the 2 a.m. He later won that collab. That's why I normally say.
September 14, 2014.
I should go back. I said, sir, let me tell you. I said, if you give me a helicopter, that was what I told him. I said, I won't go back. Only that only I know you won't go back. He said, because you are Tony, but I'm going to miss you. Wait. I slept there. He gave me money I took. The second day I went to Ghana. Oh my God, that became every day, okay? One day, one trouble. One Agbaje, I learned he has even died now. He was the one Joshua was
Ghana.
Yeah, in the dream. That he said, you come and kill me. I said, how can you kill me? I never defrauded him.
The Agbaje is a Yoruba guy?
Yes. I never defrauded Joshua. We had the business together. Whatever he wanted me to do for him, I helped him. He was the one who betrayed me. And I told God, except you are no longer God. Okay, I suffered though. Every day accident. In the process, I was pausing in the dream.
Jesus Christ. Oh, just for being honest.
Okay.
Just for being.
I'll be having dream. What even complicated the whole matter was, you know, at the point God was using me greatly. I was not even really an ordained pastor then. I was in visions. There was nothing that would happen that I won't see. But the day God showed me Joshua, and I was stupid. You know, as a journalist, I said Timothy, and I was stand my don't ask if you want me. This is what I saw.
What did you see in the vision?
I saw a beast. It was the form of a monkey, but white. You understand? And he was in his old store. He was coming and just
turned.
Yes, I turned to him. You know, I was so stupid to sit down and I would tell him. I told him.
So revealed to him.
Oh my God.
That is what you saw about him. How did you handle it?
I felt he just said, normally do. I said, oh, that's your whole program. Lori phone. That was all. Okay. Since that time, Mbari Moto, I just put this one mini. You understand? You see, every human being, they have different components. There's an aspect that he willingly allowed Nigeria to know of himself. But they dare not see the other aspect of Joshua that many of us were privileged to have known. When Joshua called me that he wanted to marry for me, it was like a joke.
He still want to give you a wife? After giving you a company that he took away?
No, before the company.
Okay, sir.
We were close. He told me one day, only what I've never done for anybody, I want to do it for you. Only I want to come to that. He came around 2 a.m.
He came to your office?
Yes. Around 2 a.m. I closed, sir. You see, now he wanted to give me a wife. The lady, that lady, the mother was Aisha.
Okay.
From Igbo, one beautiful Aisha like this. Yes, the daughter, beautiful lady. If I saw the lady, say, Ma, as a journalist now,
yes, sir.
I look at the lady, I say, I'm not with the bad though. He hit me, I hit him too. He said, okay, keep more worry. Yeah, you know I was going to do it. One day he just said for me to come. I can never forget that particular day. It was one ASP. I'm talking of almost 18 years now. One ASP wedded in that church that day. He just says, you call me to the office. As I enter like this, see, I just sat in front of TB Joshua. And he said, why don't you stop me by now? Only I get to the money to them. So, I was so shocked. But that was not what I was expecting. One I'm really like office video. I just went out. About 2 hours later, he said, you come and give me. Nothing like this. I just like, yeah. You are an editor. We were that close. We were that close.
He was arranging that wife.
Meanwhile, coincidentally, my middle elder sister, Inga, called me one day, like Joshua, because Yanka never liked him. You are
your own elder sister. Who is spiritually inclined.
Meanwhile,
it was reality.
I now sat down one day. Why would I want to? He has a dimension that, honestly speaking, you want to like him.
So
you understand?
He has a way of arresting you.
I actually had dreams. There was a time I had a dream that I had my agbada Timowolosi synagogue in a dream. When I was coming by, I'm coming back with another clothes. Agbada me, move food, the agbada me, would the walk about me more. Jesus. No, some things like that. It had been one day, one trouble, one day, one trouble. One day, one trouble. You see, and I just had to, God just helped me. And I pull out phone. Oh my God. There was a time, friends of mine that never unsolicited call from pastors. So I went as far as to which F1 mountain for deliverance. But at the point he hit my eyes, both spiritual and physical eyes. And it's okay, we should use sun in the afternoon to pray and do deliverance. Some minute to 12, Ojolobade, Peluara.
Ojo again.
Oh my God. We went the Gatas of month, we went to Odowa Mountain. At this corner, we went to 12. We are oh my God, I took BD.
You scampered into safety.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Before I left, finally, I went to Oregon, a mountain of fire for deliverance.
In Kenya.
Yes. They asked us to off our phone. I put my own vibration. But I better prayer by Mokori. Immediately. Oh, Muhammad, Larry Boluwa, Moni Muhammad, only Mabo, but to Yard, they want to look at it.
Then you start coming.
Over 20 years, I have not repeated, I have not been able to do that deliverance. So, you see, and I'm saying all of this. You see, because number one, you see, there is that tendency for you to get hooked. He decides to reveal to you what he wants you to know. And the world has not really known him. I'm saying this. So you understand?
That means that they don't even know who
they don't know him. Ajanakuko ni mori nkofuri. Even me that is here, how much of him did I know before he left?
Ajanakuko ja
mori nkofuri. That guy, I'm telling you, is more than even what some of us can even talk about. He was too powerful. Are you getting it? He was too powerful. And he knew he had that power. I was seated one day, former camp and chair secretary, record meeting fan. I was before
that Christian Association of Nigeria. The meeting
secretary one record doing but he trem he divided, he entered where he wants to enter.
With his money.
Oh my God.
With his
and you know the gullibility of some of us and the deficiency of a relevant institution have made us vulnerable. Chris Okoti taught us one philosophy called the principle of lacuna alternative.
Principle of lacuna alternative. That's, Pastor Chris Okoti.
Yes. He said when the wheat is not willing, then chaff will go in. If the so-called churches and pastors are not doing what they're supposed to do, nature above vacuum, that vacuum will be filled by other things. You understand? You see, the church tradition is too weak. We have left where we are supposed to be. You see, the congregant, the church members, they are vulnerable. They being powerless. Many think that the church is supposed to serve as an umbrella. They are naked. You understand? Power, and it's very easy for somebody to just come in and just take them away.
It's easy for the wolves to grab them.
Yes, sir.
If the shepherd is slacking.
Yes, sir. Jesus suffer how many? He said these people, they will faint on the way. They are fainting. Say because of that, let's look for something to feed them. You understand? Whenever I look at today's church, I remember what Jesus Christ said in Luke 10:30. Only a certain man was journeying from Jericho to wherever he was going.
Yes, sir.
And he fell among thieves. And he was beaten and mistaken for dead. Who got there? The Levite and the priest. And they look at the other way. That is what the church is doing.
Go.
Oh, where TJ is talking about destiny.
About destiny.
Yeah, destiny now. But the church is looking at the other side.
Destiny.
Yes. the Levites, the priests.
That's supposed to be of assistance. That's supposed to revive destinies.
That is why even in heaven, surprises my wow. Because some of the people call they are wicked, they might be the certain Samaritan. Because when the wheat is not willing, and you have left them in the hand of Ikoko, don't touch your maja. Say, okay, wàhálà ti ṣẹlẹ̀.
Kọ̀bùrúkú ni ẹ̀sà.
Wàhálà ti ṣẹlẹ̀. But you can't blame Taja for me.
Taja ò bìkítà for me.
Kò bìkítà for me. That is the thing. Who knows who is the certain man the soccer was talking about? If the Levite look at the other side and the priest look at the other side, let's just face it.
Can you share some of those movements with Joshua? Maybe at times when we go out in the night, like the one that he came to Okpebi to come and meet you. What are those things he shares with you? Maybe in the night where you're driving. I learned that most of the time he used to drive like around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and most, as he said it all. I read somewhere that for like 11 months you are with him and he was constantly funding you to do one thing or the other. During that time,
you know, TV Joshua was very crafty. You see, like any other person, he loved power from the other side. He wanted to be in control. And he wanted to know all that is happening. That's the time he funded us to Adigidi.
His own town?
Yes. That was when Rehamboki came there.
Oh, the famous Rehamboki.
Yeah, he came there. And he divided, was it PFN or Khan that brought him? And turned
it was kind of brought Rehamboki for
no, I think PFN.
Okay, PFN, that's Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria.
Of Adigidi or whatever. Okay, we don't know which other.
Those chapter.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
And he divided the executive. And also turned the youths against them.
How did he do that, sir?
You know, you just want to call. Possibly, you never want that crusade to hold. Oh. And once you give money to one to go and scatter, you know that kind of distance. But this time it was the youth, he turned against the ESCO. And the PFN group too did not do well. Possibly even the money they released to them, they didn't share with the youth. And the youth possibly, he now funded the youth.
He saw it as a lacuna.
Yeah. So the youth now made up their mind based on who was funding them, different from who was funding the other group, that they would scatter the crusade. He now prepared to go and cover the crisis.
Okay, prepare journalists again to be there. He sponsored journalists.
Yes. You understand? Normally.
And was his crusade scattered successfully?
No, what happened was it was not successfully scattered. Because number one, the PFN too, they were wise. And one youth, one bad, and PFN they look big or lopa.
Go.
You see, it happens. It happened.
Because I remember it also happened between him and Gani Adams, Otuba Gani Adams, when they wanted to have the new Arigidi. There was this fight and it was intense. And I learned that there was a day Otuba Gani Adams went to him, he delayed him for like 5-6 hours, and that one got angry and was leaving around 2 a.m. and his vehicle veered into the ditch. The vehicle very one who know me that Gani Adams had to pick race the way he escaped from the era. That is swamp. It was a miracle that he's still alive today.
You see, that is one of the things we are saying. Honestly speaking, we are talking. I don't talk about individuals until individual become an issue. And what we are saying is there are characters like this in the body of Christ, and you need to be discerning enough. But how do you discern in the mix of irresponsibility when institutions that are supposed to actually be in charge become so irresponsible and others have taken over?
Is it not like Khan, like PFN?
Of course. Of course, when there are churches that are so rich, they are so powerful, but it is not reflecting in the life of their members. I see some of them will come here to do program here and run to. They know that place is wrong.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
But who cares? If that is the person who is feeding you, that is their own philosophy. We saw right there. We knew what we were saying. There's a time I went there, I went there then as a journalist, and I was talking to my colleagues. I said, we like a beautiful young lady in the choir. Later we had that sister, the same father, the same mother. They just got pregnant.
Yes, I know them. That's the Biola sisters.
I'm telling you.
Sheon Mojoyin and the other one.
That he now called me one day and say a friend in need is a friend indeed. The money what you see this around. Money this around. Money okay. He said he denied all of this, all of that. You see, but at the end of the day,
I think that was when the Biola sisters, the crisis was ongoing there.
Yeah, it was hot.
And he impregnated two of them at the same time.
It was hot.
There was another one, there were twin sisters too, you know, a whole lot of bunch, you know.
You see, some of these things, it is not peculiar to that organization. You see, but we are looking at individuals that are having too much impact in the life of others.
Too much impact?
Yes, the impact is too much. It influences them too much. To the extent that there's nothing he will tell them then to go and do that he will not do. You see, because they idolize him. They have seen him as, even if God, they will listen to him than even the Bible. Do you know that inside synagogue, you dare not say you want to go and fast?
Why? How?
You want to go and do personal fasting.
Why, sir?
And pay. No. You know, those are the things.
No, why won't I be?
No, he will know why he will be. You
have to let him know.
Even if you tell him, he won't allow you. You don't do such things. There was a day, Amos, I called him, Amos, are you not married? He was in charge of the media. I said, Amos, are you not married? Only he was married. Money, what of your wife? He now told me that once they're in synagogue, the man of God will touch their private parts and the thing will be dead. So anytime you want to go and meet your wife, you have to hit it back. You're going to go and sleep with your wife and come back. So he controls everything. You understand? You see, some of us were not discerning enough. The elder brother Benson. You see Benson? Oh, yeah. They even look alike like this.
Yes.
When Joshua bought car for me, he called me, only Dayo, that you know, I was not, many of us were not sensitive. Because you bought car for me and your elder brother was trekking. You understand? He now called me one day. Only Dayo, only I do to you. And in talk, only pay 80 better share newspaper by talk. He was just talking and say, man, this thing, I don't believe it. It will not work. I never worked. Then suddenly, I was out of the project that I suffered for. It was this Gbemisola that took over the job. No, Gbemisola was also a terror in the synagogue.
Yes, she was a terror at that time.
They were trained not to even laugh with us. You understand?
The straight-faced ways of the bishop or something. Can you imagine?
You know, Joshua had the power to change. And
like an ogre.
Yeah.
Like a chameleon.
Yes. And if you have to show you an area and you are telling people that this is also an aspect of him, they will curse you.
So that because Gbemisola said, he said that he could have 10 people around him, and what he's showing to person 1 is different what he's showing to person 8, and what he's showing to person 6 is different what he's showing to person 7, and every of you will have a different episode of him.
I'm telling you
that you will not be able to congregate or understand yourself when even you want to have a conspiracy.
Yes. He could do all of that,
and he didn't go to school.
No, Oga forget school. You see, forget school in the real sense of
because I was thinking that where did he got that intellectual snap?
Who has gone to school in Nigeria? You see handout they give us at cross school. You see handout? No, sir. You understand? You see, if you look at what Job 32:8 says, forget school. There's a realm that exists somewhere. Any power from other side can get there. Job 32:8 say great men are not always wise.
Great men.
They are not always wise. Neither does the aged understand wisdom. Say, but there's a spirit in man. It is an inspiration from God Almighty that give it understanding. Inspiration. It was that inspiration that Adam used to name everything God created. He named something inside water and never entered water. School will Adam law.
I'm surprised.
School will Solomon law. What we go to now is not school, sir. Jealousy meaning. You see, the major source of education is impartation. Inspiration, yes, imisi. You understand? that will make you to understand something. When Adam wanted to name camel, he called it Ariel in Hebrew, which means something that carry load, and he has not started carrying load. He understood everything through the power of situation. A man that made plane did not go to school, daddy. So if it is school, forget school.
The Bright Brothers.
Those institutions were attending to even make us more useless and irrelevant. My father, they say he was not educated, but he succeeded in all aspects of agriculture without attending any school. So that aspect exists. You understand? It is a mystery.
Maybe that's why fellas say make you know follow book. Look at man, go your way.
That's it. If you follow book, you are in trouble. The man, a palm wine tapper, who told him there was palm wine inside palm, and he was able to go there. How were they able to differentiate for from Igbo from? They will speak for leaves. Either down low, like Jesus Christ was speaking to that tree, to cause.
Yes, sir.
Fig tree, because the Bible says, and just answer it. One bounce around sorrow. That's education. And they say, and just answer it and say, let no man eat of you. One sorrow. When I know I was about to carry all animals, over sorrow now. He said, that's what they call education.
He communicated with
those
them.
Animals.
Yes. And they understand.
Yes. School education. School. If it's that one, Joshua attended his own school. Let's consider that one to him. That guy was.
Joshua attended his own school.
That guy was brilliant. You can't take that away from him. Very brilliant. But he on his own, he authored them.
Those structures.
Yes, he authored them. You see, from the other side, he has his own. But concede it to him. If you carry your leg like this, Joshua will interpret it.
The same thing with Joshua.
You know, even the Bible says only oh my God.
I learned there was a day you were somewhere and you were with a friend, a female friend, and he called you and he told him you are so place, and he told you that you should be careful with the beer in front of you and all that. Can you explain some of those instances? Do you think that he was monitoring you through a pot or through glasses or something? What do you think was happening?
You see, one thing about him is